Greetings. My name is Andre Melgosa. I'm a motion designer graduating here from NAU. My overall goal with every design I make is to create something I can be proud of which I can definitely say I am with every project you're about to see. My design style typically utilizes 3D elements in a very fun and exciting form as seen here in my demo reel. Please enjoy. This piece here is my brand logo for my social media accounts that go by Twisted Designs. The design model was a combination of my initials AMM with a glowing techno-like grid texture on it to give a futuristic feel to the design. This piece shows my control with dynamic camera movement and the manipulation of a model with twisting of the design and it blowing to pieces in the end, as well as the creation and application of a moving texture on an object. Overall, my goal with this piece is to create a dramatic and exciting logo to represent myself and my work to the audience. This next piece shows my interpretation of an old-fashioned movie theater building that would be typically found downtown somewhere with a small concession stand and one screen, a very nostalgic take on going to the theater. This piece was originally made as a promotion for a fictitious film festival. It required a variety of materials to put together, with the importing of the movie posters, compositing the 2D glowing sign outside with the 3D theater entrance environment, and the projection of another project on the screen. This piece is a great example of my skills of creating semi-realistic visuals and taking the audience on a journey entering the theater and getting to their seat in the auditorium. This piece that is projected on the movie screen showcases my skills with mixing the 2D and 3D elements to appear seamless, with the projector light turning on and this animation appearing on the screen as if it was an actual projection. Originally created to animate dialogue from the first Lord of the Rings movie, this piece showcases my animation typography skills to turn the static text into something with a playful, dynamic movement while adding more to the original message. This next piece showcases my modeling skills in the most common of objects with the most minute of details to create an exact image copy of the real-life scene but in a low-poly cartoonish version. This piece was modeled after my apartment bedroom at the time and all the objects held within it. It was made as a way of practicing 3D modeling with objects that we see every day. While the next piece again looks similar in its visual aspects, focuses more on the bigger things instead of the small, like a building structural design, which is modeled after my childhood home in Phoenix. This piece required control over light and shadow, accurate architectural design, and creating a water-like texture for the pool, all to match the objects that make up the whole property. This piece is a fun ride for the audience as it follows an arrow bouncing off multiple objects to finally hit its mark. Made in an homage to the Greek myth of Paris and Achilles, where Paris defeats him by hitting him in the heel with an arrow guided by the god Apollo. This piece showcases my skills with creating a scene's elements with the large landscape, the two characters, and the structure that resembles an old Greek temple, as well as creating a very dynamic scene by attaching the camera to the arrow itself and following it through its remarkable journey, flying through the air, bouncing off the helmet to the pillar, and finally striking the heel. These clips showcase how I would work through the modeling and animation process in Cinema 4D with the rotating of the satellite model to make sure it looks good from all angles before finalizing it, and printing, to the same being done with the Shadow Cube model by using the spotlights in Cinema 4D to prove that this object could cast the desired shadow both digitally and physically when 3D printed. Overall, this showcases my work ethic in making everything to the best of my ability. This piece follows a man on a motorcycle as he rides through a city. Originally made as a sort of animated music video from one of my top favorite bands, the piece required the modeling of a 3D city at night with windows, doors, streetlights, sidewalk, and the street itself. as well as the incorporation of the neon text animations that separate the scene cuts from each location to the next. What I think really stands out from this piece is the lighting as well as the motorcycle animation, creating a very dramatic and exciting visual as we follow him riding through this city at a very intense speed, with the text building up the anticipation to the arrival of this large ominous tower and suddenly cutting to black right as the motorcycle closes the distance between it and the tower. This next piece shows a fictional television station's seasonal ident opening with a foggy, snowy scene and panning down to the logo embedded into the ground as the snow overtakes and whites out the screen. This piece showcases my environmental scene skills with creating the snowy landscape with frosted trees and the use of particle effects to create the falling snow throughout the scene, all of this working in harmony to create a very winter wonderland feeling for the viewing audience. This piece depicts my minimalist designs of characters from shows that I've seen originally created for printed portraits to decorate my apartment is now shown as an animation flying through space. These designs show my 2D artistic skills with Adobe Illustrator in creating easily recognizable characters with just a minimal approach of a facial structure, hair, and in some cases head attire. In the animation of this piece, I have these portraits flying into the camera view and farther away into space in a rapid motion to show all the portraits created, as well as syncing up with the speed of the music in the demo reel, to almost give the audience the feel of flying through space at an intense speed. The animation idea behind this last piece depicts a sort of shattered planet with lights glowing all different colors from the middle, and then the planet starts spinning out of control and explodes, leaving the lights to fade out and the viewers left with nothing but the stars in space. I feel this piece strongly represents my skills with dramatic colored lighting in Cinema 4D, as well as control over fracturing and blowing apart an object in a very fun and exciting visual display. And that brings a conclusion to my demo reel presentation. I would like to thank everyone who made it possible for me to get here today, and I can't wait to start working on the next project.